Well, hello, Ian Answer Gray here for episode 191 of the Confident Live Marketing Show. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing how you can repurpose like a pro. I've come across there's some really cool new features with StreamYard and Ecamm Live that I want to share with you, and how you can use that with tools like Descript to do some really cool and amazing things. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome to the show. If you have just joined watching me live, welcome. Great to see you here. Let me know where in the world you are watching from. And if you have any questions and any thoughts on when it comes to repurposing, because there's so many different things that we can talk about today. Talking about StreamYard and Ecamm Live, there's a new cool ISO feature in Ecamm Live and local recordings on StreamYard. So can't wait to share that with you today. Well, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it right now. Hello, welcome to the Confident Live Marketing Show. In today's episode, we're talking about how you can repurpose your live streams like a pro. It's not just about the live element, it's how you can then make your live streams work in an amazing way. There's some cool new features that I want to share with you. Let's get on with it right now.
Welcome to the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Helping you level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of confident live video.
Optimize your mindset and communication and increase your confidence in front of the camera.
Get confident with the tech and gear.
And get confident with the content and marketing.
Together, we can go live!
Well, hello. Ian Answer Gray here for episode 191 of the Confident Live Marketing Show. This is a live show, it is a podcast, and of course, I repurpose this into lots of other bits of content. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, repurposing like a pro. We've got some amazing people watching us live. Today, we have Martin Buckland watching from Canada on LinkedIn. Great to see you. And I thought Martin was up early in the morning, but Odie is watching from San Diego. It's like 3 in the morning. So I don't know whether you can't sleep, Odie, but great to see you, Odie. I hope you're doing really well. Love all that you do. I know you're really getting into video. Well, in today's episode, I want to talk to you about some cool new features that are coming along from a few different live video platforms. So like what I do in this show is I go live and then I repurpose it. And a lot of people say to me, why do you go through the stress of live video? Why don't you just pre-record it? And yes, you can pre-record your content. I could just record this today, but there's a problem with that. The problem is that you're missing out on your live audience. There are people watching me live today. I've got Odie, Martin, and a few other people watching me live. They can ask me questions. They can get involved. It's a great way to grow your community, grow your audience, and allow your audience to give access to you. The other thing about it is that with live, you can't really hide your flaws. This is live. So if I stumble over my words, it kind of shows my humanity in a way. And although that's kind of annoying for me because I just want to appear perfect, that's not really what everyone else wants. I don't know about you, but I sometimes find watching overly slick professional videos sometimes a little bit too perfect. And I just want to get to know the person behind the camera. So that is a big advantage with live. It is showing you the human behind the camera. It's also allowing you to grow your audience as well. And I can see we've got the fabulous Eleanor watching from Norwich in England. Great to see you, Eleanor. I always have to read that word Norwich really carefully because my parents-in-law live in a place called Northwich. But I love Norwich, and Norwich is a beautiful place. We were there last year. In fact, we've been there a couple of times in the last few years. So great to see you, Eleanor. So those are a couple of advantages, but the big advantage for me, well, those are really important advantages, but the other big advantage is that it gets it done. I scheduled this in advance. I scheduled this yesterday for today. I knew that I needed to turn up. There was no excuses because I knew that there were going to be people watching me live. I was committed to turning up, and I get it done, and it doesn't need to be perfect. And as a recovering perfectionist, that is a really, really important thing. So if you haven't considered creating content with live video first, all of those things are really important because like from this live show, I can create podcasts, blog posts, all this kind of thing. And that's what I want to show you in today's episode. So those are the main reasons why I would adopt live first, for all those reasons. So let me know, is that something that you have thought about? Are you a little bit nervous about going live? Have I convinced you, or have I not? Are you still on the fence when it comes to this? Well, one of the big problems, I think, with live, as well as, yes, there's the whole nerves thing of getting in front of the camera and looking like an idiot and stumbling over your words, and this feeling of being judged. I'm not going to be talking about mindset today, but I've talked about that a lot on this show. But if you can get over that, this is a great way of creating content quickly and easily. And that's, I think, what we want. We want to grow our audiences. I've gone on about that, but I want to talk about how you can create things from a tech point of view. Because, yeah, okay, there's the mindset, but the other big obstacle is the tech. Like, how do you do it? How do you go live? Like, you look at my setup maybe and you think, well, I can't, I don't want to. It looks cool. Ian's studio looks cool, with all the stream decks and all the gizmos and stuff. But the thing is, you don't necessarily need all of those things. Certainly at the start, you want to keep things simple. And this is the cool thing about StreamYard. I'm just going to get StreamYard up. StreamYard is, let's just get it on the screen so I can show you. StreamYard is a live video platform. And it's a great way to not just go live, but to also record content. And they've even now launched a webinar platform on StreamYard. It is like pretty impressive stuff. So with StreamYard now, with the pricing, let's just go on to this. There's actually, at the moment, as I'm going live, there's a Cyber Monday or Cyber Week discount. By the way, if you want to sign up for StreamYard, they're not sponsoring this show. They did sponsor the show a while back, but I have an affiliate link. If you go to iag.me/StreamYard, that's iag.me/StreamYard. Now, I talk a lot about Ecamm Live on this show. I use Ecamm Live, but there are some advantages in using StreamYard, and I would recommend StreamYard for some people. Now, first of all, if you are a PC user, Ecamm Live does not work on PCs. It's Mac only. But with StreamYard, it's a web interface. So you just go on your browser. It's particularly good if you just want to get lots of remote guests in. You want to record lots of guests. I mean, Ecamm Live does that, but it's maybe a little bit easier on StreamYard. Also, it's a great way of recording and going live to multiple places all at the same time as well. But and there's a free plan as well. So the basic plan allows you to do unlimited streaming. It has up to 10 guests on the show. But once you go to the professional, it's got this new thing called StreamYard On Air, which is their webinar platform. So if you are interested in producing webinars as well as live streams, then do check out StreamYard On Air. At the moment, you get up to 250 viewers on the professional plan, and the premium plan you get up to 1,000, and the growth plan, the top plan, $209 per month. So it's a little bit more pricey, but if you are a mega webinar person, then you can have up to 10,000 viewers on there as well. So do check that out. But what I wanted to talk to you about is this whole area of ISO recording, because this is going to be a game changer. not just ISO recording, but local recording. Now, if all of that sounds a bit complicated, don't worry, I'm going to explain all of that. We've got Stuart Buchan here watching on LinkedIn. We've got loads of people on LinkedIn today. What's going on LinkedIn? It's obviously where the place to be at the moment. So great to see you, Stuart. But we've also got Katie Simpson watching on YouTube. So great to see Katie. And Katie's saying StreamYard is great for easy but good looking lives. Totally agree. And that's interesting about the price plans and the number of viewers. So this is just on the webinar part. It doesn't matter if you're going to go live to YouTube or Facebook. It doesn't matter how many people are watching you live. You could have millions of people watching you live. StreamYard is not going to charge you extra for that. But for the webinar part of this is the ability to invite people to a private webinar. So it will take you through the registration part of it. You are charged, for each plan, there's a maximum number of viewers on that. And Martin says, StreamYard is excellent and so many additions in recent months. Also easy to use for someone like me who is technically challenged. I wouldn't say you're that technically challenged, Martin, but it's just, I think the thing about StreamYard is it's just easy. You just go to the website and do it that way. Now, it doesn't have as many bells and whistles as the likes of eCab Live. But I've been really, really impressed in recent months. I think StreamYard had maybe about a year when it felt a little bit stagnant in terms of the new features that they were adding. There weren't that many new features, but recently, you're right, Martin, in the last few months, they've added some really cool features. So let's go back to, I'm going to log into my StreamYard account and then I can show you what's going on here. And then I'm going to talk to you about Ecamm. So I've not really used my StreamYard account very much recently, but what we've got here, if I click on create, I've got three options here. I can go live. So either using the studio or I can broadcast a pre-recorded video as if it were live. I personally wouldn't recommend that. I think you either go live or you could do a premiere on Facebook or YouTube. The other option is you can just record this for later. So you're not going live, but you're using StreamYard as a recording tool. And then the new feature is the on-air webinar. It's hosting a webinar on StreamYard, or you can embed that onto your own website. I've not played around with that, but it looks like a really cool feature. So let's just click on recording because I'm not going to go live. I'm already live at the moment. I don't want to confuse things and go live somewhere else. So I'm just going to create a test. And there's this thing here called record locally for each participant. This is really cool. So StreamYard has done this for a while, but it's given you the ability to not just save the full recording. So at the moment, I've got my camera, I've got the screen, I'm sharing my screen, and I've got an overlay, some graphics and branding on here as well. But as StreamYard has allowed you to record your guests' video and audio and your guests' video and audio separately, which is much better for repurposing for later. But what the local recording does is it will record my video on my end, and my guests' video will be recorded on their end. Now, the important thing, the thing about this, so it's a little bit complicated to explain. Like for this show, it's just me. So this isn't like that important for local recording. Isn't that important because it's going to record it anyway. Well, I'll come on to that in a minute. But if I have a guest on and their internet isn't very good, it's going to record the internet. It's going to record their video from StreamYard's end, not on the end of the video of the guest, if I'm making any sense here. And so the quality might not be quite as good as if you were just recording on your end. So think about it this way. If I was to record my video on my computer straight now, then it would look really good, hopefully, if my camera's good, my audio is good. But if I record it on StreamYard servers, then my video is having to be broadcast over the internet to StreamYard servers. So if my internet isn't very good or my guest's internet is not very good, then the quality of the video is going to be downgraded quite a bit. Now, there's not so much of an issue with the likes of Ecamm Live, because Ecamm Live, the one I'm using at the moment, records locally for me. It doesn't record locally for my guest, though. It will record that on my computer. What StreamYard does is it records my video locally, but my guest's video locally as well. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It just means that you get a much better quality video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the box, record locally for each participant. And I've got the option to record audio and video. That's what I would recommend. Yes, or if you're just going to be turning this into a podcast, then you could select record audio only. But I want to select record audio and video. Now, because I'm on a free plan for StreamYard, the free plan is limited to 2 hours per month of local recordings. I think that's pretty generous. You know, the free plan is not a plan that you'd want to use on if you're really taking this seriously. But if you want to dip your toe, check out the StreamYard free plan on this, and it gives you those 2 hours. So I can now create the recording. Okay. It's just loading up the studio. Now, this might look a little bit weird. So now I've got the option to choose which camera. So I would click on the settings there, and then I can choose which one I want. So if I do the virtual cam, it's going to look very, very strange like that. But yeah, that's what I would do. And then I've got the definitions to choose. Now, if I want 1080p, I have to upgrade. What do I do for 720? I can do 720 on the free plan. That's good. So that is how you do it. Now, once I click record, it's then going to, I enter the studio, it's then going to, and I click record, it's going to then record my video locally afterwards. So I don't know about you, but I think this is really cool. Let me know what you think. And Katie is saying that's helpful to know about the quality of video recording. So this is why I think remote recording is such a cool feature. The video ISO is awesome, and I'm going to show you how you can do that in Ecamm in the beta version or beta version. But this local recording is something I'd love Ecamm to do at some point, but we'll see. It records the video and the audio on your guest's browser. So they go onto their browser, they can interact with you, and at the end of it, it will then save that video and the audio and then send it over to StreamYard, and you get really good quality. So yeah, that's how that works. It's pretty awesome. Let's talk about, so there's a few other features that StreamYard have done. They've got StreamYard on air. They've got local recordings. What else have they got? Yeah, check out StreamYard, iag.me/StreamYard. That is an affiliate link, but do check it out. So I want to talk about Ecamm Live, which is the software that I use. It is Mac only. If you're not a Mac user, don't worry. You could use a tool like StreamYard, as I said, but it's a lot cheaper now to get a Mac. You know, I've got an M1 Mac Mini. It costs, you can get them for about £700, $700 these days. And it works perfectly with Ecamm Live, works perfectly on that platform. So what we've now got in Ecamm Live is we've got this facility to do ISO recording. So let me just, and if you're listening to the podcast, don't worry, I'm going to explain as I go along. But I just want to share my screen. If you're watching live or watching the replay, this is my setup on Ecamm Live. I've got all the windows there. I can see myself. I can see the comments there. I've got my camera effects. I've got my overlays. I've got my sound effects and my scenes as well. So I can change my scene from here. I can go to a zoom one. I can change my camera. It's not plugged in at the moment, but I can do all that kind of stuff. But where this new feature is only in the beta version of Ecamm Live at the moment. But if I go into options, there's this new feature here called recordings. So I always record all of my live streams. I don't want to have to think about pressing a button. I want it automatically to do that because I want to repurpose most of my live streams for later. So I've got that box checked. This new feature here is record isolated video tracks. So what this is going to do, it's going to record camera A, and I'll talk a little bit more about camera A, camera B in a minute. But I've assigned my Canon M50 to camera A. So I want it to record just that. Now, if you're watching, I've got a little what do you call it, logo thing at the top right of the screen. The ISO recording will not include that. It's just the raw video file. Then I need to assign a particular audio track to that. So I can either have it no audio at all, but since this is me, I'm going to assign my primary microphone to that. So it's going to be me speaking. This video is me, my pure video, and the primary mic. Camera B is my camo cam. So this is when I plug my phone in, it's going to record that. And I use this as a downwards facing camera if I'm doing a product review. And so it's going to record that as a separate video. And I want, again, to record my audio. I also want it to record my guests as well. So for each one of those, it's going to record their video and their audio as well. Now, there's another box that you can check here, which says apply camera effects to recorded video sources. I don't want that. I want everything just to be raw videos for later. So there we go. That is what that is. Now, there is a new window in Ecamm called the camera switcher. Now, let me just move this open. And what the camera switcher is, it's a separate window now that will show you all the cameras that you got plugged into your computer plus your guests. And the cool thing here is that you can then assign your each camera, and each guest to a particular camera placeholder. So as camera A is always going to be my M50 camera. Camera B is always going to be my camo camera. Camera C is guest 1 and camera D is guest 2. Now, if I, in the future, want to add any more cameras, I can then make it camera E, camera F, and all that kind of stuff. If I click on all sources, these are all the cameras I've got plugged into my system. So I've got my camo cam, got my M50, got my Epoch cam, which is a virtual camera if I was going to use my phone. I've got the OBS virtual camera, which I never use. Guest 1, I could always add some extra guests, but the guest 1 is there already. So let's just push that back to there. So there we go. That's all of that. Now, so what happens? Let's just go out of demo mode. And I want to show you then what happens. So, where is my Finder window? Let's go to Ecamm Live there. Okay. And then, so is this going to work? Can you see that on the screen? No, you can't. So what I need to do is change this to, okay, that's using Google Chrome. I want it just to do my whole display. Is that going to look weird? Okay, right. So this is the live I did yesterday with Jeff. We did an Amazon Live, and these are all the files that Ecamm Live has created. So it's got a separate audio file for my main microphone, secondary microphone, audio sound effects. In fact, 2 lots of those, and also Jeff's my guest, who's Jeff. His audio as well. And then it's recorded. This is the ISO recording, camera A. So that's just me. Okay, I've started. Right, and then camera B, which is my downwards facing camera. Okay. And then Jeff on camera C. And it's actually also recorded him as well there. And then we've got the full video as well. Right, which is phone. There's the overlay, but I can still there. Now, why do we need this? Well, it's really cool when you use a tool like Descript. So what I've done here is I've actually put in all the videos on top of each other. If I go to my sequence here, what I've done is I've got camera A, I've got Jeff's, and I've got the full video as well, the overlay here. So and what I've done here is on camera A, I've kept the audio in there. Camera B, again, I've kept the audio in there. And then I've muted the full video because otherwise we're going to get a duplicate audio there. Why have I done this? Well, let's go back to the sequence here. What Descript has done is it's transcribed all our audio, which is cool. And now I can see the video on top of there. But for example, if I get to this little point here, and I actually don't want to see Jeff at this point. I want to see myself. If I just drag that out the way, my video is just underneath there. So what I can do is this. I can show you all the different things that are happening at the same time. So that's that. And then I've got that one as well. Okay, so I've got my video, got Jeff's video, and I've got the end video as well with me switching the videos. And then I can just play it.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So
if I just maybe go up here, so you can see both of us on the screen.
Well, if you don't know,
on the top right, and then on the top left is just my video, and then the bottom is Jeff's video. Why do we want this? Well, when it comes to I want to create a video snippet, then what I can do is this. I'll show you one that I've done earlier. Okay, so what I've done is I've made this into a portrait video, which I can then export to put as an Instagram reel or as a TikTok. And I've just got Jeff's video on there without any overlays. I've just added a little logo on there. I've added some text on the bottom, and then I've been able to edit it. So I can just click on this, and you can watch it.
The first thing I think that most of the time that people can get by with their phone camera, because there's even software.
So what I've done here is just very quickly and easily, I've got Jeff's video. I don't have the worry about on the actual end video of it switching over to me or it being like dual screen, so myself and Jeff at the same time. This is purely Jeff on the video here, and I've got the captions at the bottom. I've got a little, what do you call this? Little progress bar, that's the phrase, as well as we go along there. So this is a game changer for me because I can create an edited video without any of the overlays if I don't want, but particularly for video snippets, this is going to be great. And of course, it doesn't have to be portrait. I can make it landscape. So for example, here I've got on the screen it is landscape, and if I go to video settings, I can see it is landscape. And then what I want to do, this is Jeff again speaking, so I don't want me on there. So what I want to do is I want to bring that to the front. Now, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one, because I don't want any overlays on there. And then I can put some captions on there as well. Let's just go to captions. And then I might want to do a few other things, but that's probably fine for now.
Just started I think with
so very, very simple to do. And it just means that you're making your live streams work a lot harder, and making it a lot easier for you and streamlining the process. And ultimately, that's what I want to do, is to streamline the process and make it really super simple to create video snippets and repurpose content from your live streams. So that is me using Ecamm Live with Descript, but equally you could use StreamYard as well with that. You just need to download the separate files, drag them across into Descript, and then get it to transcribe, and you're away. It is pretty amazing. So let me know what you think about that, but I can't wait to use Descript and Ecamm Live. I'm going to be working on those over the next couple of weeks, and I will, in fact, on this Friday when the podcast comes out, when Jeff was on the show, you'll be able to see some of those. I'm going to be posting those. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/IAGDOTME, or just search for my name, Ian Anderson Gray. Well, that is it, I think, for this episode. I'm back on Thursday. I'm going to be talking about live video studios and how you can upgrade your live video studio. And we're going to keep it simple. We're going to start simple, and then just look at how you can add all the bells and whistles later. That's it. Well, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of Confident Live Video. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Make sure you subscribe at iag.me/podcast so you can continue to level up your impact, authority and profits through the power of live video.
And until next time,
Toodaloo.